this out to your friends. Share it out to your non-friends. Pass it along. We'll start the show in a moment. We're broadcasting on YouTube at Duke1517, on Facebook at 88.1 FM Fargo Moorhead, and on Twitch at A Mexican Crossing Lines. The show's going to be a doozy. Mexican Crossing Lines, Muscatine, Iowa attractions. Stay tuned. The show will start in a moment. Here we go. On with the show.
Hello, everyone. This is A Mexican Crossing Lines with your hosts, Cindy Gomez-Schempp.
And Duke Gomez-Schempp.
And this is a video, a travel log video, that we're doing as part of our Great Outdoors series. So we plan on taking you throughout our summer travels with us and sharing all of the great places that you can enjoy the great outdoors. Now that the pandemic is getting, easier to travel across the country, maybe even internationally as things start to open up.
It's definitely time for us to take advantage of this opening because we've been inside so long. We spent over a year in our house, and now we're getting out, and we think you should get out to the great outdoors, and we're sharing our travels with you, and we've done several, and we have quite a few more to show you.
That's right. So today's travel video will be of the hometown of Iowa, Muscatine, Iowa. That's where I grew up. And one of the first things I wanted to do as we got vaccinated and our family members got vaccinated and the CDC said you can go and hang out with vaccinated people was to go visit my vaccinated parents in Muscatine, Iowa, and see my friends, my vaccinated friends.
Exactly.
So we took a trip down to Iowa in our camper van, our hashtag camper van. This time we did not stay in our camper van to sleep because we were visiting family. So we stayed with our family, but we did take our camper van with us to travel in. Very comfortable to take our camper van. We have plenty of space.
That's right.
To carry all of our equipment.
As you can see, it's 8 hours and 44 minutes to Muscatine, so it was quite a long trip.
But we were well prepared and well stocked in our camper van. And we went home to Iowa to check out how our friends and family were doing. But every single time that I have the opportunity to take my husband back to my hometown, I like showing him some of the beautiful sights. In Muscatine, there is a lot of things to do. Heck, in the whole state of Iowa, there's a lot of things to do. Things I haven't even gotten a chance to see. So in this travel video today, we're going to focus on Muscatine itself. In particular, we're going to visit one of the newest attractions, the Pearl of Muscatine, as it is also known, the Merrill Hotel. We'll also be visiting the Wildcat Den State Park, one of my favorite parks, and Muscatine has many beautiful parks to visit. Wildcat Den is one of the best ones that you can go visit there. And we also took you on a scenic hike through Kenstein Ballpark, as well as the Pollinator Garden and the Muscatine Trail. So stay tuned for all of that. We want to share with you all of the beautiful attractions that you can see when you go visit the great outdoors in the United States. So you will have to go to our YouTube channel and check out some of our other videos. On this trip, we also went to the Grotto of the Redemption in West Bend, Iowa, one of the hidden gems of Iowa. I also want to encourage people to go visit that. If you're an Iowa person that follows my channel and you haven't gone to the Grotto, you got to go check it out. And follow us on social media at all of these great places. On YouTube, it's Duke 1517. Facebook, it's 88.1 Fargo Moorhead. On Twitter, it's @media_PPP. On Twitch, you can find us at Mexican Crossing Lines. And you can go to our website for all of our programming, kpppfm.com. And Duke, what if people want to support our work? Do you like these videos? Do you want to see more?
Definitely. If you want to support us, you can make a tax-deductible donation at kpppfm.com/donate. We're a nonprofit organization, and we're doing this under our work as a radio station, doing outreach and bringing the great outdoors to you, to get you to go outside and enjoy the great outdoors.
So, get your popcorn and get ready to visit Muscatine, Iowa. Take it away, Duke.
We traveled to Muscatine, Iowa from our home. It took almost 9 hours. It had been almost a year and 4 months since we had seen Cindy's dad, Octavio. This was a live visit with family for the first time since Christmas before the pandemic began. The most important point of the trip was to see our loved ones and friends and reconnect with those important people in our lives. It was a wonderful reunion. Cindy was able to give her father a hug in real time, first time in many, many months. We also got a chance to visit with other family members, Marina, which is Octavio's wife, Gerardo, who is Cindy's brother, and also Leticia. It was a wonderful visit, and the family was really open to having us there. It was a wonderful visit, and they wanted to make us feel very comfortable and had plenty to do in Muscatine. The evening we arrived, Gerardo and Octavio take us to see the Pearl of the Mississippi, Muscatine's newest and shiniest downtown attraction, AAA 4-star hotel, the Merrill Hotel in Muscatine, Iowa. According to the U.S. News and World Report, it's #1 hotel in Iowa and #20 in the whole USA. Facing the mighty Mississippi, it boasts the most amazing views of unequated sunsets, at least according to one of Muscatine's most famous residents, Mark Twain. In fact, the scenic overlook named after Mark Twain isn't far from the Merrill. Inside and out this hotel, it has luxury and sophistication and is situated on the West Mississippi Drive near charming boutiques, dining, and museums. And it faces the river, and you can see the bridge that crosses the river that lights up at night. It's just a beautiful place to be, overlooking a park in downtown Muscatine, Iowa. Iowa is a very beautiful place. Cindy has taken me there several times, and we visited many places in the past. There's Mark Twain Lookout Bridge, the Musser House, the Stanley Museum, and Weed Park, the Pearl Button Factory, and of course, we have visited many restaurants and shops. This time, Cindy took me to the Wildcat Den State Park. The Wildcat Den State Park is located 10 miles northeast of the city of Muscatine. There's a lot to do at the park. Playground areas, picnic areas, places to swim, shelters to rent for gatherings, and hiking trails and beautiful sandstone bluffs. So plan accordingly. You can spend a lot of time at this park, and it's so big you probably won't have time to see it all in one visit. That happened to us. We spent a lot of time on a couple trails, and we had to go home, and there was so much more to see. And we saw the cabin, we saw the grist mill, we saw the schoolhouse, we saw the river, then we had to head home for lunch. There are many historical buildings at Wildcat Den, which allow you to look back in history of the life of the people living on a small frontier town, including the Old Stone Church, the Mill Pine Schoolhouse, the Pine Creek Grist Mill, and a 19th century cabin, which we got a tour of. Hiking trails help visitors enjoy the beauty of nature at Wildcat Den. Trails wind through various terrain. You can find the perfect hike for any experience level. They lead visitors past Steamboat Rock, Devil's Punch Bowl, and Fat Man's Squeeze, offering spectacular views along the way. While always stunning, The park is especially beautiful in the fall when the leaves are turning. Wildcat Den also has 28 non-electric, non-modern camping sites and picnic areas throughout the park. Open shelters can be reserved. If you'd like more information about Wildcat Den State Park, you can call 563-263-4337 or visit Wildcat Den's webpage. We spent a lot of time on the sandstone bluffs because they were so incredible. People were out, children were out, people were climbing up the walls, people were doing all sorts of stuff. And it was really nice to spend that afternoon in Wildcat's Den State Park. I'd never been there before. I'd recommend it for anyone. It's a wonderful place to be. I really enjoyed looking at the sandstones and the formations and the trees. I was thinking that maybe we'd find some morel mushrooms. Those are very popular up in the Midwest, but I didn't see any, and it was a state park, so we tend to have to take it easy when we're collecting things from the park. There were park people around. They helped us find things because it was a little difficult because it's very rural. It's wooded. It was a great place to drive around and see very large trees, all sorts of deciduous, coniferous trees, all sorts of foliage, fauna, all sorts of things that were just great to be out in nature. And we were only like 17 minutes away from Muscatine. We met and spoke to Ryan Schneider, who found a 150-year-old cabin on his farm property and donated it to Wildcat Den. The cabin was purchased originally by Benjamin Nye, the first settler in Muscatine County. Nye also built the grist mill, which is also on the Wildcat Den property, and which was restored to be fully operational by the Friends of the Pine Creek Grist Mill Volunteer Organization. Ryan Schneider actually found us on the trail, and he was doing some groundskeeping. He said, "Hey, you folks want to see the cabin?" And he was full of different stories of how he rebuilt his cabin, moved it to the Wildcat Den property so all of us could see and enjoy. The Pine Creek Grist Mill. The 19th century Pine Creek Grist Mill is located on Pine Creek in the eastern part of the park. The Pine Creek Grist Mill, the oldest working grist mill between the Mississippi River and the Rocky Mountains. At one time, Iowa had over 500 grist mills. The mill was built by Benjamin Nye in 1848 and is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The grist mill was used for shelling and cleaning corn for seed, grinding corn into feed for livestock, grind and bolt corn for cornmeal and human consumption, clean wheat for seed, producing wheat flour for bread, cleaning buckwheat and rye seed, and grinding buckwheat into rye into meal and bolt them into flour. A farmer could trade grain for milling services by paying a toll. In Iowa, the toll was set by law at 5%. That is, for every 100 pounds of grain that farmer had milled, he left behind 5 pounds as a miller's pay. Or the farmer could sell the grain for cash or buy meal or flour for cash. Most farmers paid by toll as they wanted their own grain back. Thus, they could spend several hours at the milling socializing as they would wait their turn. The mill was open for tours to the public Wednesday through Sunday from 12:30 to 4:30 p.m. from June to August, and is open weekend afternoons in May and September. Visit www.Pine Creek Grist Mill for more information about interpretive programs and the history of the mill. The mill has a dam that would be used to turn the wheel for the grinding and the sawmill that was actually in the building. The river has a bridge going across it, and it's very beautiful. We sat on the bridge and looked for a while, looked at the water rushing down, water going by, people fishing in the river, children swimming in the river. It was quite a pleasant afternoon. The Ken Stein Park. It's an urban park in Muscatine. It has quite a trailway. Right by Cindy's dad's house, there's a slough and a pathway that is part of this park structure. These walkways that you can walk throughout the city. It's a great urban park. The slough stretches on and on. There's houses built close to it, but it's very wooded. There's wildlife that's out there. There's ducks and geese that'll fly over every day. Right by the ballpark, there's beautiful pines. There's all sorts of fauna. It's a great place to walk in the sun and then go stand in the shade. There's trees everywhere. It is a manicured path that you can go into the wilderness, all within a city in Iowa, the Kent Stein Park. It's a must-see. Another addition to this walkway is the Pollinator Park. We had the opportunity to walk through it. We didn't go the whole path, but we got enough in that we were just enjoying it a lot for the day. Pollinator Park Trail is a new addition to the Muscatine Parks and Trails system that has been making improvements to the riverside, riverfront, and Muscatine for the past decade or so. The trail goes through Ken Stein Park, then crosses the Musser-Hauser intersection and loops around Muscatine's first dog park near the recycling center and transfer station. Kent Stein Ballpark has always had a scenic trail along its slough replete with turtles, fish, ducks, geese, egrets, and other wildlife. The park and trail areas are lined with beautiful fruit trees and berry bushes, as well as pines and other shade trees. It's a great place to fish, picnic, or go on a nature hike. There are also a great variety of butterflies, moths, birds to enjoy along the way. Across the intersection, you'll cross an old railroad bridge over a creek and be surrounded by the songs of birds and dogs bark as you pass through the dog park on your hike. It's a wonderful opportunity to commute with nature and visit with man's best friend. It's a highlight of Muscatine.
Thank you for watching. Share this video with your friends and family. If you liked our channel, make sure to hit the bell to subscribe on YouTube at Duke 1517. You can also find us on Facebook at 88.1 Fargo Moorhead, at Twitter at media_PPP, on Twitch at Mexican Crossing Lines, and you can go to our website to support our work or to follow all of our other content at kpppfm.com. Thanks again for watching, and